Good morning, everybody. I caught two swings in gold this morning. One off the mid band. I'm hoping it would go out the top. Of course, it stuck the finger down, knocked me out at 2 ticks. And then it rolled over, came up, broke this pivot, gave me a 1 minute gold line, which I caught back to here. I was on the phone with my father at the time. And man, I just freaking threw my stop. I threw my target here instead of giving it the opportunity. I didn't go back and look and see what had happened, how many times I've been here, any of that, and look at all that money I left. Jesus, I just followed the back of the candles. And of course, I tried to get to this rejection of the prior day of the overnight open and the top of the box, and that didn't work. Jesus, now we're going through the bottom of the box, and I'm not paying attention because now we're inside the box. So where's price going to go? It's going to go through the bottom of the box, and I'm just not paying attention because I'm just, whatever. Because that's the kind of guy I am. Because that's the kind of guy I am. One who doesn't pay attention. Because that's the kind of guy I am. Yeah, I'm. Are you talking about the 90 EMA, Jim? Yeah. All right, so right now the YM is long, the RTY is short, so we're not seeing much agreement there. The ES is short and the NQ is short, so we are seeing agreement there. We got some business inventory news at 10 o'clock, which is really not that big a deal. So anyways, I'm just going to kind of $641. What do you 641? Damn it, gold. Damn it, gold. See this whole gold rotation. It just didn't give me any place to put myself in for the run to the other side. Plus, keep in mind, I'm just, again, my weaknesses. If that chart was reversed and I was looking at that going long, I probably would have been a lot more cognizant of what the hell was going on, because they did exactly what I talked about. When they brought it inside that box, finally, when they brought it inside the box, they brought it to the other side of the box. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. Morning, everybody. Morning, Kevin. Morning, Larry. Damn it. I've got a short here setting up in the RTY off the gold line and off the overnight open. Ay. The YM just keeps going long. I mean, the YM is through the prior day high. What I'm a little concerned with is it's going to drag the RTY with it. I'm going to keep paying attention to these candle formations first. It might be worth the risk. I'm going to pay attention to this for a little longer. It might be worth the risk. The YM is it's off through the prior day high, still going, which is not in concurrence. Now I'm not as now. Okay, so now here, let me show you something. So now I'm not interested. See this? That pivot got broken right there. So now we're rotating up. See that? I was watching it. I wanted it to stay below this pivot right here. Now I'm no longer concerned about it. All right. Well, let's go back to looking at something else. Excellent, Tom. Yeah, Tom. Everybody in here, I don't know how long you've watched me or whatever, but everybody in here knows that Bob Anderson's weakness is seeing trades to the short side. It is. I struggle, and I visualize that being reversed. I'd have freaking hammered that for some good money. I just struggle seeing it upside down. That was a great setup. Good job. So we now the ES is starting to go along too. So this Dow may be the the YM may end up being the cheerleader for the market today. It might be the one that drags everybody up. It's kind of what it looks like. Boy, that RTY finally did break down. God dang it. What a pisser. Yeah, that RTY ended up, look at that. It ultimately ended up working. It's up about 3.5 points right now. Oh, no. Damn it. I got the fucking thing stuck. Yeah, the ES is off and running to the long side, so it's dragging the NQ with it. For those of you looking, the ES is running long. It's just so it's dragging the NQ with it. So over here with the NQ, the ES version is just, it's bam. So it's dragging the NQ through all of these resistance lines. Wow, the ES is through the high. It's through its high. Yeah, the damn Dow is leading the way. Yeah, the only thing, the patch is the only problem I have with it. Again, I'm looking at it a little bit longer term. I believe the RTY is going to go long because the YM is dragging everybody else long. And it's, so, you know, now we got the NQ going long. We got the ES through the current day highs. So it's going to drag these other two. It's going to drag the NQ and it's going to drag the RTY long. So what I would like to see with the RTY, to be honest with you, is I'd like to see it cross over, retest the top of these lines, and then take a long here. That's what I'd like to see. We might get that in the NQ right here. If we get this to pull back a little bit right to here at the same time the ES hits its 1 minute gold line, get them to roll back to here, and then boom, take this long back to the current day high, that'd be great. Right. Yeah. I'm trying to avoid scalp trades right now. It's a mental thing I'm working on, Patch. I'm trying to create bigger swing trades for myself, and then the dynamics and patience and mentality to freaking hold them. Which would have been this freaking trade right here. Oh shit! Did gold just bounce off the mid band? God dang, it did. Oh man. Okay, so ES has just run into the prior day high. So if we get lucky, the ES will get a little bit of rejection from there, which my hope is that pulls the NQ back to the double lines that we were talking about right here. I want it to come and test the top of these lines so that we can catch a long here for, $1,000. I mean, that's if we can get this rotation to here and then a long, that's $1,000 trade. Easily $1,000 trade per contract. We just need it to come back and give us that opportunity. And right now you've got the ES sitting at resistance. Okay. Remember, if you kind of do what I'm doing right now, every morning, forget the gold trades I took this morning. But if you kind of do what I'm doing right now every morning, and I should probably do a whole video on just this, but you will ultimately see a whole scenario of exactly everything lining up and doing exactly what you're looking for. I mean, we've seen it multiple times when I've showed the patience of just sitting here and looking at all the instruments at the same time and ignore gold. I get so hyper focused. I like to watch gold, but if I just ignore gold and look at these equities all at the same time, somebody shows their hand, be it the RTY, be it the NQ, be it the ES. Somebody shows their hand for a nice, clean, easy setup. Somebody will show their hand. So right now, the ES is pulling back. So let me shrink this. Maybe we can do all of this together again. Look at that. Maybe we can do all of this together again. So right now we have the ES pulling back. Okay, just like I anticipated that we were going to get resistance here and pull it back. We might get a 1 minute gold line here in the NQ. I would have preferred it to come all the way down here and give us a bigger rotation, but that's okay. One or the other. Beggars can't be choosers. And we need both of these line up together. I'd like them to come back a little more. Yeah, the RTY has done what I said I had hoped it would do. For those of you watching it finally created space. It came back and it's testing the top of the prior day close and the overnight open, and the YM is still off in la la land, heading high. So there may be a trade there. Shit, let me look. Damn it. So over here in the RTY, we did exactly what I was hoping for. Crossed over, broke all these pivots, retested the lows. Retested the lines, and hopefully we can get along here. All right, I'm in. Come on. I'm in. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Oh, man, come on. Don't do this to me. Come on. Come on, and I'm going to move my target up. If this thing works, I'm going to move my target up. Just FYI, I'm going to move my target up here. Come on. Looks like I'm going to get knocked out. Damn it. Come on, RTY. Come on. Why are you stuck? Come on. Come on. YM, would you start going up again? Come on. Come on. Come on. We all know you want to go long. You broke all those pivots to the left for a reason. Come on. This is ugly. Come on. Come on. Come on. This damn red line is stuck in our way. This is what's giving us a headache. We're underneath it. And it's giving us a freaking headache. Come on. Come on. You want to go long. I know that. I can see it in your face. Oh my God. Come on. All right. Come on. Jesus. You just got to believe in the power of the line. The lines are more powerful than that red line. The problem was to get to that red line, we had to go underneath that freaking, to get to those lines, we had to go underneath that red line, and that red line kept hitting us back. Damn it. Come on. Now go. Come on. Come on. I needed to break this top. Then I'm going to put my stop at even and call it one way or the other. Target or not target. All right, there we go. All right. I'm good. I'm either getting target or I'm not. Jesus, mother of. You guys know how freaking how crazy I am when I'm in a trade. Come on, go. Let's go. Come on, damn it. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Come on. Now I should just close this out because we ran to that pivot. I don't like that. There we go. I'm all right. All right, boom. All right, man. Somebody give me a freaking volume. Somebody give me a volume. And if you guys haven't watched, but it's my order of operations, which lines are more powerful than other lines? Which lines are more powerful than other lines? These lines are more powerful than that red line. So even though we were stuck underneath that red line, I kept sitting there going, come on, you are going to win this battle. Fuck. Now, what I should have done, hindsight is 2020, but I'm going to tell you guys something, and Jim will go for this too. What I should have done when we created this shelf multiple times right here, I should have put myself in for, I should have put another order right here for about 2 contracts, because once that shelf was formed, you got to understand they got the shorts trapped. You know what I mean? All the people going short off that moving average, they were going to have their stops lined up right here. That's why these candles are so big. You understand what I'm saying? So I should have had another order for two more contracts right here. And then bam, instead of that being $500 and some, it would have been, like 1,000. But you'll notice this is where it stopped. I said to you guys, it depends on how price moves. If it runs to a pivot, I'm more interested in getting out. If it walks to a pivot, then I'm more interested in holding it to a higher spot. I'm sorry that trade was so damn stressful, guys. I'm sorry that trade was so stressful. Jesus, that trade was stressful. To be honest with you, it was stressful, but I just stayed. First of all, it's a $5 instrument, so I'm risking a couple $100. But secondly, the pattern is so clean. You got this lower pivot, this pivot, then this higher pivot, and then this higher pivot. So RTY is going long. You broke your pivot here, broke your pivot here by here. Your market is long. Damn. Just stressful. But I said, if every morning, if you just sit and wait and wait and wait, something's going to show its head. That's going to be just easy peasy. That was the most stressful trade I've taken on the live stream, to be, in terms of how it freaking didn't work immediately in quite a while. But it worked. What I was afraid of is it was going to come down and take me out with a finger. Now, I will tell you this, if it took me out with a finger down here, because I had my stop below this candle, if it took me out with a finger, I would have definitely been in it when it rejected back long again. I mean, I wasn't going to give up on that trade. That pattern was clear. That pattern was clear. I mean, clear. That pattern was clear. Shit, man, it's a big candle for a 1 minute gold line. I'm not too interested in this, but that may be the rotation. It also touched the 5 minute gold line. Whew. God dang. What a stressful trade. Jeez. Yeah. Jim, if you remember, Jim, I was alluding to this last week multiple times. I kept saying, if it wasn't for the NQ, I'd be licking my wounds. If it wasn't for the NQ, I'd be licking my wounds because gold was kicking my ass. And the NQ was bailing me out. But to be honest, for those of you prop firm trading and stuff like that, man, this right here, this instrument, the YM, even the ES, that's the way to trade. Not the NQ, not gold. That's not the way to trade. You got to have steady Eddie results, steady Eddie P&Ls, just to get your pay. Are they still not allowing GC? Because that's kind of weird. Because I mean, that's the reason I started trading gold again, not in the micros, because the volatility is not there anymore. You can see that. I mean, this is literally non-existent volatility. It's not the same as it was a week ago. A week ago, it was freaking just ridiculous. It was stealing everybody's money. Well, let me see here. See, sometimes I get lucky. That's where my target was. Sometimes I get lucky. You can with Take Profit Trader. Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking they're going to turn them back on, everybody, because the volatility is now over. Yeah, the volatility is now over. Let me look at something while we're sitting here, because I haven't looked at this. Let me put a buy order on here. Oh my God. Hey, Jim. Yeah, see, to give you an example, they're back to $500. Yeah. Am I doing that math right? Yeah, they're back to $500 for a contract in gold. I think they were up to 2,000 a couple weeks ago, weren't they, Jim? Didn't they go all the way to $2,000? So they're back to $500 to get a contract. What my something's My charts are glitching here. My charts are glitching. Some of you might be looking for this NQ rejection of the overnight open. I'm gonna kind of pass right now, just to be honest with you. So that, yeah, they're back to $500 for a contract in gold with Ninja brokerage, which I think I still think $500 is ridiculous. I think it should be $1,000. Hell, I was bitching more than a month ago that $500 made no sense. It should be $1,000 a contract. That's $1,000 to trade the NQ, and gold has been far more explosive than NQ for the last 3-4 months at least. Where's my ES chart? Shit. That would help me figure out what the hell I'm doing. Here's my ES chart. All right, let me look at this at the same time. Man. That RTY trade took a lot out of me. I'm being honest. That RTY trade took a lot out of me. Shoot. There it is. Sorry. Let me shrink this. There. We just backfilled this candle right here. So if we come out the other side of this candle, I'm going to take it. If we come out the other side of this candle again, I'm going to take it. Whoops. Nope. All right. The ES has, so let's pay attention to this. ES has 1, 2, 3 candles in a row that were inside candles. That means if this thing goes long, it should go long. God dang, I freaking figured that out too late. We had an inside candle here, and an inside candle here. Sorry guys, I figured that out too late. That was the trade right there. See, we had 1, 2, 3 inside candles in a row. Right there. I'm sorry, guys. I freaking saw that too late. God damn it. Yep, I saw that too late. And this is a much cleaner setup than this one. For just that reason, all 3 candles inside. 1, 2, 3. Just that's consolidation, and then wham, right out the other side. Fuck. I should have had that. Right back to the high. Right back to the high. This was much more sloppy. This had no candle integrity. This had 100% candle integrity. Yeah, and off the red line. Yeah, JP. It had the 5-minute gold line. It never surrendered the 5-minute gold line, and it did tick off the red line. Never surrendered that 5-minute gold line too. I mean, that was this, God dang it. I saw it too late. The entry was definitely right there. That was a 6-pointer right there, sitting you right in the face. I'm sorry. Fuck. I couldn't find my ES chart. It was buried behind this chart. It's usually sitting up here to my left, but I dragged it down for everybody to see, and then I buried it behind here. Sorry. By the time I saw it, it was too late. By the time I saw the setup, it was too late. Now you guys could have taken all this down here, but I'm going to tell you right now, this is some sloppy shit right here. This NQ. That was some sloppy shit right there. I mean, there's a lot easier way to make $600 right there. God, that ES was beautiful. Does everybody see what I'm talking about? We came down, touched that red line, and then we had an inside candle, and then inside candle. And I mean inside to each candle to the left, not inside the big candle 3 candles over. Inside this candle was inside this candle was inside this candle, and this candle was inside this candle. You see something like that, and you know the direction that the trade's supposed to go, you jump in, man. You put all your money in that. Fuck, I completely missed it. I had it buried behind this I had this thing blown up and it was buried behind it. See, I can't see it. And I was looking for my ES up here because that's normally where I have it. And so then I had to go down here. Where's my ES? Where's my ES? The whole time the damn thing was buried behind here trying to tell me, Bob, there's a trade. Shit. You're in that one, Ryan? Good for you, man. Yeah, that's good for you, Ryan. Good for you. That was, God damn, I'm frustrated that I missed that one. I'm just frustrated I missed that one. I'm going to turn you into an ES trader one day, Ryan. I used to hate the ES until it got up in these stratospheres. Now it gives some really good trades, some good rotations. Yeah, the RTY. Now, here's the interesting thing about the RTY, man. So it came down to these lines again. And let's go back to candles again. So it came down to these lines again. If all you're doing is focusing on the RTY and just making sure it agrees with the YM, you had this inside candle right here. My favorite setup, inside candle to this candle right here, came out of the bottom of it and then blew right through the top. Bam. And the whole time, the direction of the trade is long. So, because we came from a new pivot high to these lines. So the whole time the trade is long. So what they were doing here was just sucking in the shorts and cleaning out the stops. And then bam, there's your rotation. I mean, it's just dirty. It's just dirty stuff. Dirty stuff. And if you can just pay attention sometimes to the candles, they give it away. They give away what they're doing. kind of looks like this is not a good thing, by the way. Kind of looks like we're going to sit here in consolidation because my pet peeve is I hate when we start and we're rotating back. I hate when we start hanging out at the overnight open. I don't mind when we come and test it. You know what I mean? But I don't like to be at it. And gold is still over here doing nothing. Yeah, gold is still over here doing nothing. No, not necessarily tea time. No, it's once through the box. It's once through the box. Now you can see right here they're trying to run it back this way, because they went inside the box and sat on the bottom. So I can guarantee you there's a lot of money sitting down probably below this pivot for a stop of traders trying to trade it back through the other side of the box. But it's the initial run through is it's like everything else. The more times you go to the well, the less likely the well's got water. Does that make sense? So you're going back to the well again. Now there are people playing that. You can see that. I mean, it's clear. They went to the mid band, sat on top of here, did a bunch of consolidating, and they've run it back up. So there is a bunch of money sitting down here, waiting, hoping for this thing to go back that way. That's a good analogy. That's kind of the same reason with the 1 minute gold line. The more times you go to the well, the less likely the well is going to give you water. Well, unfortunately today, Nadine, the crossover. Well, I took some box trades. I took the mid band trade here, went up. I was hoping it would blow through the top. It didn't. Came back, knocked me out, and then it broke this pivot. Came and sat on top of the gold line. Boom! I took that long right there. That was the biggest one of them all. But then when we got back inside, I took the long trying to go off the top of the box. When we got back inside the box, I did not take the crossover of the box. I just didn't. Because I said it in here. I struggle seeing shorts. If the whole thing had been reversed and all the playing was from the bottom side first, and then they came inside the box going long, I would have definitely seen clearer to take that rotation. So did you get the Danny, did you get the red line? You must have got the red line in the RTY. Excellent. Excellent. Good job. And you know, I mean, you know, what did Danny see? Well, hopefully, because he's been watching long enough, we broke this pivot here, rotated back to the red line after crossing over all of that. Bam, boom, bam. Is that what you saw, Danny? Did I just kind of sum it up? Plus, you had an inside candle right here. This was inside this candle, and then wham! That's a nice trade, man. That's a nice trade. There you go, Danny. Now you're done. Class dismissed. How hard was that? Class dismissed. You can phone your employer and say you quit this afternoon. Excellent trade, man. Excellent trade, Danny. That's an excellent trade too. And was that your first trade of the day? I hope it was. And what I mean by that is, if it was, the next most important thing to me, in my opinion, for you to be successful long term in trading is to sit around and be patient to wait for a trade like that to set up. Not to get overexcited by what's going on, you know, at 9:45 and I'm missing out. Oh, you took the painful one too. Wow, yeah. Well, I mean, I'd take that one again. That was a great setup. It just unfortunately, that first candle that was the trigger candle to the left was open, closed, and all below that red line, and it just got into a fight right there. But again, order of operation. I'm using the more powerful line for this trade. We are going this way. And it turned out to be correct. I wish I had seen this. I wasn't paying attention. Well, actually, I'll be honest, I did see it break that pivot. I just didn't, you know, and here's the thing, Danny and Nadine and whatnot. This is what this strategy is supposed to be all about, is knowing that when this pivot is broken right here to the long side, the algos know you got breakout traders in here. So let's take their money, find support. Let's go back up. You got again, amateurs chasing it out of the pivot. Let's take their money, run it back up. I mean, so when you recognize that what's really happening is that the algos are recognizing where amateur traders are making mistakes, and therefore you have seen what it is they're doing, the games the sharks are playing, you now just run with the sharks. And once you're on the side of the sharks, instead of on the side of, oh my God, I missed the trade, and you start chasing shit and then getting your ass cleaned, you just it becomes a whole different game. Oh, good for you, Nadine. Well, it really, they don't. Sneaky. I haven't really thought about that. If you remember, Sneaky, one of the things I've said is one of the things I've alluded to is if this box has one of these lines in it, like if this prior day close was inside these lines, I totally just stop. I just ignore the box because there's too much non-same things going on. The consistency is just not there in the trades. Instead, it's more like recognizing what's really going on. Like recognizing, like without this box here, let me give you an example, Sneaky. Without this box here, if you were just trading, if you were just a trader, okay, and you're sitting here looking at this chart, you would have no, I'm going to use some foul language here, but you'd have no fucking clue. Why did it reverse here? You'd have no clue. Why did it reverse here? You'd have no clue. Why did it reverse here? You understand? You'd have no fucking clue without this box here. You'd just think it's consolidation. You'd have no idea. You'd have no idea. Why did it come back to here and then go up? I don't know. You'd have no idea why when it got to here, it went straight down to here. I don't know. You'd have no idea. So the box at least gives you a visualization of what the hell's going on. And that's really more what it is. This is a tool to help you recognize, why are we rotating here? Why are we spinning here? Why are we going from here to here? Why, like yesterday in that box, why when we went inside the box, did it run to here and then go back to here? I don't know why. You know, that's why when people sit here and say VWAP this, fuck that shit, man. Here, let me tell you, this is the stuff. Let me tell you something that algos know. Algos know that all you guys are sitting out there looking at VWAP. So what do you think the algos are doing? They're stealing all the money from people around VWAP. How many people are sitting around trading with this fucking box? Not many. Not many. Instead, every trader's got VWAP on their chart. Don't know what to do with it. Don't know how to freaking trade it, but they got it. Another fallacy. Oh, let's do Fibonacci's. Oh, okay, we're at 50% retracement. I'm in. Oh, wait, no, really, it's supposed to be 67. Oh, I'm going to add more here. Oh, no, actually, it's supposed to be 74. Do you think the algos don't know that? Let me explain something to you here. I'm going to do an analogy for you. You ready for an analogy? Whenever this guy's swimming around, one thing you'll notice is there's less of them than there are the fish that they're eating. There's always a lot more fish than there are sharks. You want to be the shark. You don't want to be the fish. Yeah, VWAP's a crock. Fibonacci's a crock. You want to be the shark. You do not want to be the fish. And the sharks survive off the fish. They need liquidity. They need to know where people are doing things so they can steal their money. Did you take the short, Jim? I guess you did. Boy, you know what? You know what's pretty cool about this? God dang, I didn't even notice this. So in gold, we had a crossover, broke this pivot right here, broke this pivot too. And then we had a 1 minute gold line with an inside candle. Bam, there's the short. Yeah, there you go. Good job, Jim. Bob's too busy. Bob's too busy. Bob's too busy over here giving lessons. Bob's too busy over here giving lessons. Bob's too busy chirping. Listen, guys, when I tell you some of these things, I tell you, it's because I financially suffered from some of these things. Financially. I've lost more money trading Fibonacci's than Jim's made this year. Let my lessons be your lessons. And here's the other thing. This trading style that I use here, it may not be for those of you that are going to develop. For those of you that are going to develop into bigger traders in your lifetime, I mean, I'm too old to turn into a bigger trader and don't really care to either. But for those of you that are going to turn into bigger traders in your lifetime, let's just say, some of those tools you may learn how to use because you're playing with bigger bankrolls and you're not afraid to take a, say a $3,000 loss because the trade you're taking is for a $10,000 win or something like that. Okay. So I'm not sitting here telling you the be all to end all is exactly what we're doing right here. But what I am telling you is what we're doing right here is exactly what the things you need to do to be a successful trader and get paid from these prop firms. And you got to do that first before you can evolve into, say the beast that Jim is right now. But Jim will tell you the prop firms are what got him to where he is now. Am I correct, Jim? I mean, if I'm wrong, tell me. But you got to be able to go through, you got to be able to play Little League before you can play, high school baseball. Yeah, there. All right. So like Jim said here, 6 to 7 years, $130,000 in losses. And Jim, my number is probably double that. Found me, broke even in 2025. Listen to this guy, big heart, great trader. Okay, I didn't read. I read the rest at the end. Okay, but the prop firms. But my point is, Jim, the prop firms stopped you from losing big money while you were honing in on your craft. It's like David was in here, I think. David, a couple weeks ago, David posted, it says he lost $60 in prop firm accounts. And I said, that's better than $6,000. You know what I mean? Kevin, to be honest with you, you probably shouldn't be trading gold anyways. You should look at that look at these RTY trades that people are taking today. Look at these RTY. Yeah, David, there you go. Look at these RTY trades people are taking today. And RTY just gave another one. I mean, it's a little sloppy, but you broke through the high, sat right on top of the prior day high. Boom, there's your trade. There's your trade. I mean, this machine right here, this RTY today has printed 1, 2, 3, 4 winners in a row. Technically, this one right here too. Technically, this one right here too. It's just this RTY's been on fire today. And I tell people, man, this is a great instrument. The ES, that trade that I was talking about in the ES, 6 points straight to the freaking prior day high. It never even slowed down, all in one candle. I mean, there's so many places to make money. You don't have to make money in gold. Just because Jim trades gold and makes a lot of money in it, you got to walk your way there. You know, you got to this. I started this channel trading the most boring instrument in the world, the ES, to pass my PA. I mean, to pass my eval, to get my PA, and to get my payout. The most boring instrument in the world, the ES. And I had like 35 days in a row that I made money. Just trading the ES. Doing exactly the lazy, retarded stuff like the RTY is showing here. Or the lazy stuff that the ES showed today. Yeah, props are great for learning support and resistance. And once you get 10K in your payouts from your props, you are ready to leave the matrix and trade live. Exactly. Exactly. Well, it was. And then it went into it, Kevin. Early in the morning, I talked about that. Early in the morning, RTY was going this way and the YM was going that way. And I started telling everybody that YM is running. So we need to start looking for these markets to start going long. Go back and watch it in the video. And then all of a sudden the RTY started doing that. Wham, wham, boom. That's the trade I took. Wham, wham, boom. Wham, wham, boom. Wham, wham, boom. I mean, shit. It got, the RTY wanted to be a pighead in the morning and finally decided, okay, I'm done fighting the direction of the YM. And once it came into agreement with the YM, it started printing money. Bing, 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 bing. Sometimes it takes a while. It's the patience to sit around and wait for everything to start agreeing. Once you do that, sometimes it takes till 10 o'clock. Sometimes it takes till 10:30. I think we had one of these all agree with the YM and the RTY at about 10:30 last Thursday or something. Bam, bam. It took all the way till 10:30, but then it all agreed and then wham, wham. Off it went. And what does it really matter? Because you only need one good trade a day anyways if you're trading in a prop firm. Because if you make too much money, they're not gonna pay you. If you make too much money, they're not gonna pay you anyways. You know, Patches, the thing is like $400. $400. I mean, $400 is $2,000 a week. Need I say more? You know, $400 is $2,000 a week. 325 in the ES. Yeah. Now the ES turned out to have, I mean, the ES, without a doubt, the best trade of the day was the ES. And I lost my chart behind the freaking screen. The best trade of the day was the ES, without a doubt. Which is which is not something I say very often. But the ES definitely had the best trade of the day. Oh my God, Edwin. Jesus. Oh my God, Edwin. Since 1986. Oh my God. I think I took my first trade. It wasn't a futures trade, but my first actual trade. Like in I think it was 1991 or something like that. 1991, I think. Yeah, and Jim just brought up a very good point. If you're trading, let's just say prop firm, not prop firm, whatever. And I know Jim's. It's not that he's muted intentionally. I wish he could talk in here. If I knew how to do that, I would have him do that. Remember, I'm an idiot. But it's very important to understand that $200 a day, $400 a day, whatever it is, that's building a bankroll to then start doing bigger things. And if you're using real money or if you're earning money to get paid from prop firms, either way, it doesn't matter. You should be totally excited to have that $400, set it away, turn on sim or whatever, and turn on sim and just trade for fun or whatever. If the world, the moon, and the stars all line up, swap it over to your live account, whatever, and then make the money. But the bottom line is you can't make you can, but let me just clarify something. You can't make $2,000 a day if your account is a $3,000 account. Okay. But if you got a $15,000, $20,000 account, it's very realistic to sit there and look at these trades and give yourself the opportunity where you can make $1,000, say 2 times a week, and then break even the other 2. And then turn that from 2 times a week into 3 times a week, and then, whatever. And then kind of like has evolved with me is, guys, just last year, when I started showing this, I sat here and said, okay, my goal is just $1,000 a week, man. You got to be humble. You can't be pigs. The pigs get slaughtered. The old saying, pigs get slaughtered. You can't be like that. You've got to be humble. You got to let the market make you make money. You can't make the market make you make money. And then there'll be magical days, like for Jim 2-3 weeks ago, magical days where just everything lines up and it's like bing, 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 bing. And sim is great. I still rotate into sim once I figured out how to do it. When I first got this live account, I didn't know how to do it. But I mean, it's like, yeah. Now it's just a matter of, and I still have, everybody's got their own objectives as to why they trade. And, I still, mine's still very humble. Mine is just to supplement retirement. When I finally decide to get rid of this modular home business, that's, shit, man, at this pace, this might be my best year ever in the modular home business. It's like, I don't know what it is, but, when I decide to no longer take on the stress of doing that, I want to have confidence to sit down. Plus it keeps my mind sharp. It gives me something to do. Yeah. Yeah, Treeman, that's a good idea. Technically, if I knew how to do any of these things, that would be exactly what I would try to do. Trading like a sniper. And that's David or Edwin, trading like a sniper. That's one of the things that I'm trying to get across to you guys. Is, one of the I get a lot of emails from you guys, and one of the main themes I get in those emails is that the live stream has taught so many of you to be patient, because that's what I try to bring into the live stream. I may think that, RTY is going to go long off this 5-minute gold line, but I'm not going to jump in that and just pray and hope and, so I can show you a big P&L and all that shit. I want the moon, the star, and the suns to line up like this trade right here, like this trade right here, like this trade right. I want everything to line up so that we all know why we got in instead of just thinking the market's going to go long. Because the more you do that yourself, the more you'll recognize that just making $300 a day is, because you hit that one ES trade or you hit that one RTY trade or whatever the heck it is you hit, and then you shut it down or you went into sim mode or whatever you did, the more you're going to recognize how that's going to get you to a situation where you change your current trading mentality. It's an evolutionary process, and it's not a matter of just picking it up and boom, now you're a superstar. Jim's been doing this for 7 years. I've been doing it for more than 7 years. Well, combined trading time, probably 7 years myself, Jim, to be honest with you. Combined total trading time of futures, probably 7 years myself. Because I've done it 2 different times in my life. Yeah, that's one of the things I'm going to listen. There's YouTubers out there that'll tell you some of the most ridiculous things because, and I'm not going to name any of them, but I could. But, they're just telling, they're telling you, what you want to hear. Let's just put it that way. What you want to hear. And I'm here to tell you that there's thieves. This market is full of thieves. And you've got to be patient to recognize what the thieves are doing so that you can go and join the thieves. And those, I affectionately call the thieves, obviously, sharks. But once you start recognizing what the thieves are doing, that's when you can start making money. The thieves just happen to be sharks in my world because these guys scare the shit out of me. Nothing's more hopeless. Nothing's more hopeless than being in the water and a shark swims by you. There is nothing more hopeless than that in your life. There is nothing more hopeless. For any of you that have ever had that happen, Jim probably has in all his time where he recognized, holy shit. You know what I mean? The dorsal fin goes by because it's happened to me. Nothing's more hopeless than seeing that. And the best place to be is being right behind him. Don't be in front of him. Yeah, Thomas. Yeah, exactly. Any of you guys that have been around the ocean long enough, we've all had it happen to us at one time or another. Yeah. If you are in front of them, poke them in the eye. Yeah. Nothing's more hopeless. Whose approach? My mentor taught Wall Street traders, and he didn't believe in all the nonsense and still doesn't to this day. His approach has always been simplicity, just like me. Yeah. I don't even have my RTY screen up anymore for me to even see what you're saying. Yeah. Should have got my RTY screen stuck. There we go. The problem with it is that it's back into the prior day high. And I've said this before. If I had to have an order of operation of lines, the prior day high and the prior day low, to me, are probably the most dynamic of them all, because you got to understand the mentality of the market. You get above the high of the day, there's a lot of traders that want to keep it there. You get inside that, they're going to want to keep it the other way. It's like if you think about the mentality of the overall market. So like this trade right here in the RTY back through the high, this is literally like stealing money. You just made $780 in the RTY, Nadine? All right. $19.95. Yeah. My first futures trade. God dang. Let me think here. My first futures trade was way after that. My first futures trade was probably, let me think here, 2008, maybe 9, something like that. Probably somewhere like 2008, 2009. And I remember I started off trading the ES, and I used to think to myself, holy crap, how are you supposed to make money with this freaking thing? Oh my God. Back in those days, man. Back in those days, now forget the stock market crash and all that stuff, but just in general, the ES, you were lucky to make 2.5 points on a trade. You were lucky to make 2.5 points on a trade. The ES was just, nowadays, man, you could take ES trades like the one we had today that was 6 points, straight line. That's the kind of shit you did not see back in those days. Oh, wow, Edwin. Yeah. Traded the ES with Woody. Yeah. It's funny is that that's the thing, American Patriot. Back in those days, I found all the old school traders that I got hooked up with, and I had a group of us that we used to always, Skype with each other and stuff and pass ideas around. But all the old school traders traded the ES, man. It's like that's what they wanted to trade, was the ES. And I was the lunatic that started trading oil. And I was considered a complete lunatic. What are you doing trading oil? That's insane. By the way, the RTY did just what I said there. See, so even though it went from here to here, the rotation is really from here down, because now we're inside the overnight the prior day high. Is it going to hold? I don't know, but I do know this: the YM is going down also, so they're in agreement with each other to the short side. Omega World 99 in Vegas, met Linda Roschke and went from there. Okay. Let me see here. Let me look at something. I might be willing to take a trade here. If we get I might be willing to take a short here off this candle. We retested that line the second time. Seconds. Off and on since 99. Yeah. I was on, like I said, for probably about 3 years or so. And then, COVID came along, and I've said this story before, but I outsold my business. I didn't have enough capital to sell any more houses to keep the thing going. I mean, I was rotating hundreds of thousands of dollars to even keep the shit going that I had during COVID. And so I was sitting in front of YouTube, and this commercial popped up about trading prop firm money, and the rest is history. I was like, wait, I can get a prop firm. And I already had all these screens and shit. I didn't have a trading computer, but I had a computer that would run all these screens. And here I am. I'm going to kill this because, oh, shoot. Well, it's too late. I was going to kill it because it was taking too long. Okay, come on. There you go. There you go. Come on, go. Come on, go, 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 go. There you go. There you go. There you go. Make me some money. Bob needed some money. I needed some money. How did he know that? How did he see that? Well, we went up, down, and then tapped it again and then rolled over. Is it going to get to my target? I don't know, but we'll see. Come on. Oh, come on, RTY. Keep falling. I'm watching the YM. The YM just hit its pivot. Come on. You got to get there first. You got to get there. Hurry up, because the RTY is running out of, the YM's running out of gas. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on. Hit the target. Hit the target. Come on. There you go. All right, there we go. See, it's like waiting for free money. So what made me take this instead of this? Nothing other than the fact that, when I saw it rotate down and then come and test again, it's like a little M pattern. And so and then we had an inside candle. Shit. Let it go. And I'm looking at the YM going down. It's just the simple little things like that you start recognizing rotations and what's going on. You can print money and call it a day. I mean, it's not that hard, but you got to understand what's going on. Absolutely, Jim. Absolutely, Jim. And look at that. That's exactly where this thing stopped. Right there where I was at. What was giving me pause is that the YM had run into its pivot low when I was in this candle, and I knew, shit, because if the YM reverses, which is, so let's just look at it. Who reversed? The YM. So what happened to the RTY? It went with it. I mean, you know what I mean? Anyways, I'm going to call it a day, I think, here. I think we printed some good money today. I know I made a little bit of money. Confluence. There you go, Edwin. Take the bag and run. Yeah. The Woody Allen movie, Take the Money and Run. Anyways, like the video. Like the video if you made some money today, too. Just like the video. And I will see you guys tomorrow. And yeah, that was fun today. A little stressful in that first RTY trade. This second one was a lot less stressful than the first one. That's for sure. $1,200, American Patriot. Excellent. Like a bank robber. Yeah, everybody have a good day. And I will talk to you. Oh, again, by the way, before I hang up here, um, just so you know, I mean, again, I have seen, for those of you that still, lurk around and stuff, I have been seeing in the afternoons, again, after 1 o'clock or so, I've been seeing some of these same patterns setting up for some pretty good rotations in these equities. So if you especially the red line, man, especially the red line, if you can get yourself into a red line trade in the afternoon, by golly, take advantage of it if you can. Everybody have a good day. I'll talk to you later.